Right, here we are for round 2. We are on the play because we won the die roll. And this is an okay hand. I mean, it's got a removal. And we've got turn 4 play with a Rogue's Passage, so guess we'll keep this. Really not much, like, aside from not having a 2-drop. I mean, what else are we going to mulligan this for? Our opponent mulligans to 6. We'll play a mountain and pass the turn. Another opponent on black. This is interesting. 3 black drafters at the table. I guess we're light black, and we really didn't see any of it in pack 2. I guess it kind of makes sense. I'll just run out the double red, not tip over our opponent to, us having black for Reeve Soul. I don't think it makes much of a difference. They're just going to play their 2-drop anyway. And we don't really have any double black except for Unholy Hunger, but we'll play the swamp anyway. So turn 4 Kalba Brute, turn 5 Rogue's Passage for 5 damage seems okay. Especially if the opponent's going to journal around with Read the Bones. Really unfortunate we weren't able to pick up a 2-drop or Dragon Fodder or a 3-drop or something like that. Alright, just play the Cobble Root, and if it dies to removal, it dies to removal. Although I don't think there's really anything in mono black with only 4 mana that can kill this thing. And certainly nothing in green green-black, except Eyeblight Massacre, I guess, for 4 mana would do it. So for this, I'll probably just Reeve Soul that, and I guess it depends on what we draw, but drawing another land. Yeah, Reeve Soul, and then attack for 5. And then depending on what our opponent plays, we can either play the Pricklebore, or we can Ravaging Blaze, or we can Rogue's Passage and sneak in for 5. Opponent's probably just chumping here. I guess we could be getting Titanic Growth, but I'm okay with that. And then Tuco Husk. Okay, that's interesting. So probably just attack, see what our opponent does, and then let's see here. We could kill the Nantuko Husk. I think I'll probably attack first with the Cobblebird and see what he does. Because I'd like to just play the Pricklebore and then start Rogue's Passaging through, so we'll see what happens here. I can see our opponent chumping with the Visionary. Interesting. So am I okay trading a Husk for a Brute? I don't know if I am. I mean, I guess I am because Pricklebore just kind of upgrades on the Cobble Brute, so yeah, okay, that's fine. And now we can Ravaging Blaze for a bunch if he's got like like a 4/4 or something like that. No, well, that is a possibility. Okay, so maybe we should have kept the Cobble Root, but I mean we didn't know that, so we know for next time. Okay, so we need action. Dragon Fodder is not really action. but it kind of works, I guess. And trade it with a visionary, I guess, or... Actually, I don't even know if that's terribly exciting. We'll just take the 2, be okay with that. Eyeblade Assassin, that kind of sucks. Might have to cut Dragon Fodder if our opponent has Eyeblade Assassins. Really looking like we should have just kept the Cobble Brood around, I guess. So opponent has 2 forests in hand. So we do have Spell Mastery, so that's 6 to the face. Unfortunately, we just have a 1/1 on the table. We're going to need some action here soon, so I will just block. Because our fodder is not doing much. Interesting. We're going to have to get out of the gate a little faster next time. Jeez. Do I just burn one of those? Maybe the answer is yes? That's a lot of damage. We might be losing this game to Flood, unfortunately. Opponent had a lot of spells, a lot of good spells, and we kind of missed on keeping our Cobble Root. Interesting. Our opponent's holding back in case we have some kind of haste creature, it looks like. And we, unfortunately, are up to 11 of our 17 lands, so 5 spells is not going to cut it, I don't think, in this matchup. This is probably Titanic Growth for the win. Maybe not. We were looking very, very good at the start there, but opponent just kind of outvalued us, it looks like. Yikes. Have to be aware of that. Alright, well, on to the second game. So, Dragon Fodder gets outclassed, but we need 2 drops. Is Chandra's Fury, does it do anything? We just really saw the Visionary. Meteorite might be a thing. Meteorite deals with a lot of his things, but what do we take out? Like, do we bring in another Cobble Brute, which dodges the Reeve Soul? You know, I'm going to keep the Dragon Fodders in because they dodge the Reeve Soul. Or they don't dodge the Reeve Soul, but they force our opponent to kind of, you know, if he's going to hit it, then he's only using it on half a card, and they play well with everything else. But do I want the Meteorite? Not sure what I would take out for the Meteorite, so we'll just run it back on the play, I think. Just try to get out of the gates a little bit faster. We need a land, but I think we'll keep it. There's one thing this deck seems to be good at is drawing lands this game, or this match. An opponent mulliganed again, so hopefully this is, although he mulliganed last time and we didn't really take advantage of it, so. Love to see a 2-drop. Or land. 2 drops or land. Certainly not a Cobble Brute. So now we need lands. 2 lands in a row for Bogger Brute and then Hellhound, I think would be great. And Enthralling Victor. And, well, it's a spell. So, a little awkward, but it buys us a turn. And if our opponent plays an Eyeblade Assassin, then at least we get to Reave Soul it. We are very weak to Eyeblade Assassin in this deck in our early game, unfortunately. No land. This is the way that we lose this, I think, is flooding in game 1 and then not drawing our lands in game 2. I think otherwise, I think this deck has got pretty good potential to win in this matchup, I guess, especially against the Mulligan. Although he's unmulliganing now, I guess. Come on, land. Yeah, alright. So obviously we just play the Brute. Swamp off the top would be very good, but I'm not going to complain about much else. So hopefully we do have something to block that in the form of the Cobble Brute. This opponent goes to 15. And hopefully they don't have a fight spell. I mean, if they do, this is pretty bad for us. Guess they could have Unholy Hunger or Cruel Revival or something like that. So obviously just snap this off every day, but it's going to get removed, so now we are facing down a very big Rock Maulers. We need a mountain stat. Swamp stat. Well, that isn't a swamp, but it'll do. Hopefully our opponent does not have removal for it. Even a fight spell doesn't do it, so I'll be pretty happy with this if it holds him back. Alright, well, guess that is also a good thing for our opponent. It's pretty good. So at this point, I don't really have any way to... I guess no, I can throw it for 1 damage or something like that. I was going to say block and only take 4, but we'll just take the 6. Have to be careful for Titanic Growth. Oh, that's a little awkward too. Like, do we just double block? Not really sure what we do here. So if we attack for 4, opponent goes to 7. We're dead to Titanic Growth unless we block. Dead to... not really dead to Wild Instincts. Dead to Titanic Growth plus Wild Instincts. Ugh. Really needed that extra swamp, I think. So we probably just play a blocker of some kind. Play the Blazing Hellhound. And we can double block, or we can just block, I guess. I mean, it's super awkward. But I mean, we lose to removal anyway. So what if I attack for 4 and play the Hellhound? Does that put lethal on board next turn? Blaze goes to the face as well. Alright, let's try it. So yeah, so we'll play the Hellhound. And then if our opponent attacks and we block, and they just have like a couple of 2-drops or something like that, like, I guess that doesn't really do it for us either. It's gonna be tight. So I'll just chump here. So what does it for us here? Swamp is pretty good. If opponent just plays like a 2-2, you know, like an empath or something like that, then Enthralling Victor does it. Oh, jeez. Does it get +1s? Oh no, it totally does. Oh, that is absolutely terrible. Okay, so we need a swamp. That is not a swamp. Actually, I think we do it. So if we attack with everything, opponent takes at least 4, and we have Spell Mastery for 5, 6, 7. Well, I think that's right. So 3, 4 blocks here, and then we shoot it for 1, 2, 3 with Spell Mastery. Whew, close one. Lucky, lucky. Spell Mastery. Dragon Fodder got there. Oh, we got lucky. Alright, so we lost one with the Flood, we lost one with the Screw, and our opponent mulligan both times. That Necromantic summons is really starting to wreck us. Like, what are we going to do to get around that? We could bring in an Alchemist Vial. I'm not sure what we take out, though. Highblight Assassin? Maybe? Doesn't really look like it hits much. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we'll be on the play this time, it looks like. And this is a very, very good hand. We have 2 into 3 into 3 into 4. Let's sneak this. I like this a lot. We get an Alchemist Vial for a little bit of extra value. Use it to cycle. Use it to stop 4 damage from a Rocks Maulers or something like that. So we'll probably play Dragon Fodder into Brute instead of Dragon Fodder into Thopter Engineer, depending on what our opponent does. 2-2, okay. I'll probably just trade the fodder off for the wolf. We'll see what our opponent does here. If our opponent plays another wolf, then obviously we're not going to do that. So it looks like we're going to be defensive. Interesting. So do we want to play a defensive Boggart Brute? I think the answer might be yes. Like, our opponent missed a land drop, so... Yeah, let's do this. I just want to slow him down a little bit. And then if our opponent attacks with both, I mean, I guess... no, that doesn't really work. I was going to say we can block here and then block here. Yeah. Opponent did hit their land drop now, so... They might be getting out of this. Reeve Soul would be fantastic. Oh, does he have Might of the Masses? 3, 4, 5, 6. Just trade for Might of the Masses? Yeah, I think so. Oof, lucky. Alright, called the bluff. I think his wolves are worth more than that. Okay, so do we just Thopter Engineer? Start cracking in. Thopter Engineer blocks the wolves. Or we could steal the wolf, crack in with everything. Actually, why don't we just do that? Start putting the pressure on. Fine with that. So we can go Thopter Engineer and Scout. Assassin's fine. So now do I trade here? This is interesting. I think I probably... Am I okay with that? What else am I doing with it? Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. Maybe should not have. So let's play the Alchemist Vial and see what we draw. And the Thopters. Thopter Engineer. Start pinging our opponent in the air. And then we can play Scout. Hopefully we draw like a 5-drop or something like that, a 4 or 5-drop that we can start Rogue's Passaging through. Oof. Okay. So Fiery Impulse would be good. When it goes to 14. We can just stop that from attacking next turn. When it would go to 12. Opponent went top. Oof, that's a little scary. Ah, look at that. The seismiest of all elementals. So if I just attack, play the Scout. No, I think I just want to play the big guy. And then I can use Alchemist Vial if I want to. It's going to be interesting. Opponent's got a lot of good cards in their hand. They have to, at this point. They missed a bunch of land drops early, and they got to read the bones with a top, so a little scared. Probably, actually, I should have just Alchemist Vialed. I don't really know what I was doing here. Just take the 4? I think I just take the 4. Yeah, because the plan is to Rogue's Passage. Maybe we'll pull a Fiery Impulse to blow that thing up or something like that. Lightning Javelin, which we haven't really seen yet. Ravaging Blaze wouldn't really be... It'd be fine, but it wouldn't be ideal. Oh, and a fight? Alright. Okay, well, opponent's going to go to 10, and then we have a Cobble Brood online with a Rogue's Passage. And we'll play the Rogue's Passage, I think. Do we play the Rogue's Passage? That means that... Yeah, I think we do. I don't think there's a reason to hold it in our hand. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, not quite dead on board. Sure. So at this point we do have to keep blockers back, but we do have the Alchemist Vial as an option. We're just going to Rogue's Passage through. Ooh, and a Lightning Javelin. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we just... this is interesting. Either whatever we do, the Lightning Javelin doesn't really do it. So what if we... This is interesting. If we go to the face and we can't Rogue's Passage... you know what? Let's just Rogue's Passage. That's what we wanted to do. That was the plan. And 5 and 6. So this makes lethal next turn with a Javelin to the face if we lose our Cobble Brute somewhere along the way. And we will Alchemist Vial the Nantuko Husk. I guess opponent could sack the Shaman to make us discard our card, which would kind of suck, but hey, we got there. So that would have been the play if our opponent knew we had Lightning Javelin, obviously, but I think we lucked out there. I think our opponent's deck was very, very good, and we, had to face a little bit of adversity in Game 1 and Game 2 when it came to the land situation, but got there in Game 3. Turns out playing spells is a thing, so we will see you back here for the finals. Unfortunately, not of an 8-4, but of a Swiss. And so we'll see you in a few.